welcome to episode 69 of the OVW Fan Zone Live. This is where fans talk back. My name is Jack Minogues.
I'm Brian Hines, but I'm not surprised to see over there in the chair next to my co-host Jack Minogues, the East End villain Josh Ashcraft.
Oh yeah,
However,
it's episode 69, bro.
You were a surprise because he already claimed episode 69, but I don't think these guys knew you were coming until just now. So I am glad to see you. If you do not know who this man is, that is Isaiah.
Everybody in the chat knows who Isaiah is.
If you don't, you should.
Yeah, one of the longest reigning OVW Tag Team Champions of all time.
That's right,
Isaiah.
I do want to kind of start with, since this is kind of a impromptu Legacy of Brutality reunion here. Your guys' boy, Big Zoe, has been. I mean, I haven't seen this side of Big Zoe since the Legacy of Brutality. When you're sitting behind the commentary desk, Josh, and you're keeping up with OVW, how are you guys feeling about Big Zoe right now?
I mean, it's a Zoe that I know very, very well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's a side of Zoe, you're right, OVW hasn't seen in a very, very long time. And after what he did to Eric Surge, good Lord, Zoe is on a rip. He's on a complete rampage right now through OVW, and God help anyone that stands in his way.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you feeling about Big Zoe right now?
Oh, I'm not surprised. Dr. Beast is he has his ways too.
Yeah.
You know, brutality is executive membership, I should say.
We want to thank you guys again. I'll echo a sentiment my co-host shared. I'm very, very happy to have you guys down here this evening. Love to have you down. Josh, you've been on, this is like, what, your fourth time down here or so, maybe?
I don't know, man. I like to promote my favorite thing on the world, which is me. So
I'm pretty sure you're right, because he's been on for 2 interviews. There was one other time, and then tonight, so that makes 4.
Yeah, I think that's
he was on the Mainline podcast, when it was
episode 69.
Yeah, you'll be back for episode 169 in a few months.
Oh, absolutely.
And
okay.
Episode 114 will actually be out on our YouTube channel right as this show ends at 8 o'clock, so make sure you're tuning in there when we're done here. Hear about last week's Rise.
So, if you guys are out there in the internet land, and we know you're watching OVW every single Thursday night, OVW Rise at 7 p.m. on this YouTube channel, we know that a lot of you are going to 4400 Shepherdsville Road, Hot Point Davis Arena, to see OVW Rise, see all of your favorite OVW superstars. But there are other places that aren't this YouTube channel and aren't Hot Point Davis Arena where you can catch up with the OVW wrestlers in and around the great state of Kentucky. Brian Hines, where can we find our favorite OVW wrestlers?
You had to wait until I put my glasses on to...
I thought that would help you read.
I can always use the glasses for faraway things. I was trying to read the chat, but
I can hold it for you.
That's okay. We're fine. Every Thursday, you can catch OVW TV at Hot Point Davis Arena. Doors open at 6:15. It is still 6:15.
No, it's
right?
5:45.
Okay.
Sorry.
Doors open at 5:45. Action starts at 6:15. You can catch the Overdrive matches at 6:30, and you've got Rise from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. This Saturday, LaPorte, Indiana. The LaPorte Civic Auditorium, or as we like to call it, the LaPorte Auditorium, September 27th. This Sunday, if you don't already know about this, where you been? No Rest for the Wicked, Hot Point Davis Arena, September 28th. Here's a new one that I wasn't aware of until we just got in, the Sadowski Center in Fort Knox, Kentucky. That is October 4th, the following Saturday, right?
Right.
Yep.
If the posters can be believed.
The card's subject to change is what they say. Owensboro Event Center, Owensboro, Kentucky, November 1st, 2025. And Jungle Gym's Oscar Event Center in Fairfield, Ohio, November 21st, 2025. You can get tickets for any and all of these events at OVWTix.com.
And don't hold me to it, but I think that Jungle Gym show may be a little bit more than your standard run-of-the-mill OVW live event. So
what day of the week is that on?
That's on a Friday, so keep your eyes peeled.
Oh, wow.
And keep your eyes on all of OVW social media for more.
Doesn't there sometimes happen some thunder around that time of the year here in OVW?
It has been known to happen.
I'm
I
excited.
confirm or deny nothing. I know nothing, which is not a shocker to anyone watching me at all.
I do want to ask, since we have both of you guys here and we're talking about these dates where OVW finds itself outside of Davis Arena, What's kind of like the preparation in the OVW locker room, behind the scenes at OVW, when you guys are about to take it on the road?
Hi.
For us, it was kind of different because we were kind of leading the pack.
Mm-hmm.
So we were kind of like, we were trying to be the first ones there, last one to leave,
Sure.
all hands on deck.
Yeah.
Yeah. It always feels like all hands on deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From like a company standpoint, it's very much logistics. Are we taking our ring? Are we going to rent a ring because the venue's 4, 5, 6, 7 hours away? Like, what's the best thing to do? Are we taking ours? Are we using theirs? Who's driving ours? There's all kinds of different things that go along with that. As far as for me, I help coordinate a lot of live events on site.
Mm-hmm.
So like I've always said, we have an 18 by 18 ring. You give me 24 feet square, I'll give you a show.
Another word he runs around like whistlers, cussing everybody for them to get up there.
Yeah, it's not it's more TVMA. This one might be a TV-14 episode, but it's definitely TVMA. Trying to get stuff ready, it's complete and utter chaos until like doors open, people are in. You're on the train, man. You're heading towards the cliff. Is it gonna swerve into greener pastures, or you're gonna go over the edge?
You just don't know until you get there.
Yeah, hang on, enjoy the ride, man.
Yeah.
Buy a ticket, take the ride.
So has there been a time where you've gone and like scouted these locations before?
Oh, absolutely.
And then you also mentioned like, we need to make the decision. Are we going to rent a ring, or are we going to take ours? Like, is there like a ring rental guy like that you just know, or does it depend where you are
so
in the United States?
That's all the old man. Al has
Sure.
contacts and connections everywhere, and a lot of times what will happen is there are some companies that if they're not running a show and you're going to be doing a show nearby and you have good relations, which is why I tell everybody keep don't burn bridges, have good relationships.
Oh, yeah.
Just generally be a good person, and people will be more apt to reach out and help you. You can just call up somebody and say, "Hey, man, are you running a show on X date?" No. Hey, how about would you let us use your ring? And you work out whatever. Is it going to be cheaper for me to go?
Yeah.
Get a truck or whatever to transport our travel ring, the time, the gas, the rentals, all that type of shit. Like, how does it balance out? And that's above my pay grade.
So,
But
you are always very closely associated with like ring setup. That you're on that crew. You're kind of in charge of that crew.
Yeah.
From definitely what I've seen and what you've told me. Has there ever been a time where you were dangerously close to bell time and there was no no plan in play, like there was no ring? Like, I guess what's the worst thing that's ever happened close to bell time on one of these traveling shows?
You look like you already have an
Yeah,
idea
High's
in
got an
mind.
answer.
Hi,
over
you
there.
answer that one first, and then I'll give it.
Oh, no, I was actually thinking about when you have to come out in the mask and get the cage back where it needs to be for the event. So.
Or I'm out there in a hood putting the cage up that I'm going to be in like 15 minutes because something's not going right.
I ain't going to lie, I tend to disappear a lot on road shows.
Yeah. For me,
Well, you do have that ability to just show up anytime and anywhere you want. So I guess that's helpful on the road
I
shows.
didn't mess with the lights this time. I do security, so I know that's kind of like an infraction on property. So I was just going to walk in.
for me, one of the Eric Cornish first night ever seeing OVW live sticks out in my head. We were doing a double steel cage Christmas Chaos from Norton Sports Health Complex. And we were also doing an Ultimate X match inside of the double cage.
Okay.
I said, "Oh yeah, we were loading it up, baby."
So this is one cage and then a larger one on top of it, or is
Yeah,
these
so
two
it was
cages sitting
the
next to each
cage
other?
on the ring.
Okay.
The Ultimate X connected
Right.
inside our cage on our ring, and then another cage set up around. So we were doing the double cage gimmick, and I'm still trying to get the ratchet straps tightened, and we've had to push doors because of all of our stuff was ready, except for we were waiting on this other cage to get set up. It took them a little bit longer than they had anticipated. We'd had to push doors, and by the time they were letting people in, Eric Cornish goes, "Yeah, I'll let him tell the story sometime." But needless to say, I was very nonplussed at the situation on a ladder in the middle of the ring in my full commentary garb as people are coming in, and it's just profanity laced triad after another.
Language, Padre. Language.
Hey man, I'm keeping it clean.
He's doing a great job so far.
We
So
were
far.
kind of related to the Bourbon Brawl that you guys did last year in Paris. So we kind of got to sit behind the scenes and watch you put the ring up there in Paris last
I
year.
forgot about that.
So that was an experience. That was a fun educational experience.
It was something, I'm sure.
This
Yeah.
man's a general. He's got these people in lockstep out there.
No,
putting this ring together.
it's all a team effort. That's one of the things that I take a lot of pride in with like helping out the new students that come in. Like I just got thrown on ring crew. That's how I got my foot in the door with OVW. So all the new students that come through, we tell them, hey, come to these house shows. This is stuff that you need to learn. And now I have the opportunity to take a step back, and I don't have to be hands on with everything anymore, because I trust some of my kids to take the lead out there, like the Sin City Outlaws.
Yeah.
They will get out there and get that thing going. The Only Bros. Same.
Not
They
surprised.
don't put up with any, none of those guys put up with anybody's slack, and they hold each other accountable.
I very much remember
good.
Sin City Outlaws at the Element Eatery show, putting that ring together, getting to see that whole process. I might even have enough pictures and video and stuff to be able to come up with some sort of something
cool, man.
later on. I'll
Yeah,
have to
that'd
go
be
back
cool.
and take
Yeah,
a
let me
look.
know. Let me know. That'd be dope.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's stress until it's up, and once it's up and everything's done, we've got plenty of time before bell. Then it's all right, cool. Now we can kind of just kick back, relax, do whatever.
If I can add,
Yeah.
I think one element that we kind of overlook sometimes because it seems like you get used to it is guys build trust in the locker room. Because we're already having to put something together that we're putting our lives on the line to do, and putting our lives in the hands of other people, the same one, and have to put. So if everybody puts their hands on it, it kind of means a little bit more in a lower-ish way. Kind of one of those unwritten rules of just not necessarily being a worker or a wrestler, but just simply being one of the boys. That's it.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Well, and I know the last time we spoke to you, Hyde, you were very
But I do.
protected. No, you. It seems to me like you really enjoy the sense of like camaraderie and community that professional wrestling offers, and you don't mind to get your hands dirty in terms of like just doing what needs to be done. Make sure that the locker room is good. Make sure that the community is good. Make sure that the vibe is right. Right. It seems like community and camaraderie in professional wrestling is something you really enjoy.
Yeah, man. I mean, just not to try to turn it and make it like a promotional moment, but like the purpose even before OVW and riding with guys like Cash, that was something that we took pride in because we wasn't just representing ourselves, and that's something that Al will tell the guys now.
Yeah.
If you have a reputation that precedes you, it's kind of like the old man says, it's not, don't worry about the money, it'll come, put the work in, enjoy the grind, trust the process, learn what the process is.
Right.
But at that very same time, you have to be able to step outside yourself and see it's not all about you. I believe there was a Hall of Fame speech with the Lariat, Stan Hansen. He said, in order to have a match, you have to have a lot of components and a lot of people just to create a match. So if you can look at it like that, you can imagine the thinking on your toes and the multiverse of madness that goes on. So you got to learn to trust people to get you through it or get hurt.
We mentioned, we got you guys' feedback on Big Zo. Neither one of you guys are surprised that we're seeing this version of Big Zo. You mentioned cash flow, and I know that's been a big buddy of yours for a long time. Legacy of Brutality. Obviously, cash flow is right there at the center of this thing. This past week, the new season of Tulsa King came out, and cash flow is in the credits.
Absolutely.
Credited as
Yes.
I'm not gonna put the rest of the name out here, but
It's on his social media.
Yeah, it's
Mike Cashflow.
Mike Cashflow Walden.
right. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I didn't want to cross it. I didn't want to step on any
no,
toes.
no.
I
But-
thought you were going to say, we can't say Bigfoot.
no.
No, in the first season, introducing him, he said, hey, he likes to be called Bigfoot. Make sure you call him Bigfoot.
Okay, so now we know. That's been established.
But it's one thing to see Mike Walden, which is great for him and so cool for him. It's such a different thing to see Mike Cashflow Walden right there in the opening credits, right underneath Sylvester effing Stallone, right? This is one of your guys' biggest homies. Similar to the question of are you surprised about Big Zo? What do you guys think about Big Zo? What do you guys think about Cashflow right now?
You will take it? Listen,
I couldn't be happier for the man. Like, let's be honest here. He's our brother, and to see him doing what he's doing, and God, I'm so proud. I'm so excited. I'm so happy I got to be a part of his journey. One thing that did pop me is in the intro sequence to the new season of Tulsa King, they have a marquee in the background, the frame right before. It's June 9th premiering, and that's actually my birthday. So that it cuts to the next
6'9".
thing.
Yeah.
And there's
Yeah.
Cash, and
That's
it popped me.
perfect.
And it's episode 69 here
Yeah.
tonight. So
Circle of life, man. Everything
no,
comes
that
back
happens
around.
to us all the time.
Yeah, it
though.
happens to us
You bring out
constantly, dude.
cash flow, and that's no coincidence that something like that even happened.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
that's
not
just
at
how
all.
it is. But no, man, to answer the question fully, man, it actually happened this weekend, and it was kind of cool to be the one to reinforce that. Like, bro, I love the fact that the actual you, even the name of your character,
Right.
was all based on what they seen your real life on.
Yeah.
And so they are the same people. It's authentic, and it is all based on the actual person. It's not what you're doing; it's who you are and what you're selling.
Sorry, Wrestlers was not a
Oh,
competition.
actually, Tiny Brian, say hello, please.
Oh, hi, I'm Tony Bryan. 20 minutes in here. Wrestlers currently on Netflix was not a competition show, but Cash Flow won. Like
That's a good way to
nobody.
put it, yeah.
Haley J came in second, but Cash Flow I think won Wrestlers.
Well, that was kind of the will of the legacy, and they did it by great brutality. The great brutality is showing and kind of opening up that vulnerability, showing the dues you have to pay, showing the behind the scenes, showing the ugly parts, when all you're really used to is the cute pictures on Facebook and the promotions and all that. It gave you a chance to see, like, damn, they really got to change gears. He's really living a real life. He really has to stay there real and authentic.
Yeah.
One last thing here, and it's a little off. Well, it's not the last thing. We got 40 more minutes, guys. But this has been something that I've been asked about. We've been asked about for a while. We missed it last Halloween season, but we are on the precipice of Halloween season this year. Spooky season, as my co-host likes to call it, and I know a lot of other people
ready,
like to
man.
call
You
it.
already know.
Josh Ashcraft and Isaiah. Legacy Brutality, obviously there's the Misfits reference there. There's a lot of horror imagery there. Right on the precipice of Halloween season here. Josh Ashcraft, you got a top 5 horror movies.
Ooh, okay. In no particular order, we will go with Hatchet. It's such a good cheesy horror movie.
So give us some info about that one.
Oh, you haven't seen Hatchet?
No, I haven't.
Oh, dude,
He does
you
this
have
all
to.
the time with music and everything, and I just got to go along with it until I figure out what was.
Yeah, no, that's true. That
Well,
happened.
I'm a film guy, so I have no problem admitting I haven't seen that.
Oh,
What's
yeah,
it
no,
about? Tell me where to find it.
Oh yeah, no,
yeah.
Kane Hodder actually plays.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Victor Crowley. Long story short, different kid, Bayou, house gets set on fire. Dad accidentally hits him in the face with an axe trying to get in. Turns into a monster later. Hacks
Okay.
people to pieces
Sounds
in
great.
very brutal, gory fashion.
Sounds great.
Like over the top. It's great. There's 3 of them.
Oh, any horror movie has to have at least 3.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah,
If it's worth its salt.
So we're gonna hit me with Hatchet. We're gonna go with John Carpenter's Vampires.
That's a really good call. Yeah. Kentucky's own John Carpenter.
It's second only to From Dusk Till Dawn, because I
Yeah.
mean classic.
Yeah.
Wolf Cop.
Wait,
It counts. It counts.
I know
Language,
what Wolf
my
Cop
friend,
is,
language.
but I have not seen it.
It count. Wolf Cop counts. It's amazing.
Oh.
He's
Wait,
a
can I borrow your
wolf
pen?
and a cop. He's Wolf Cop.
Wolf Cop. Okay.
Yeah, imagine it's a drunk deputy sheriff in a small Canadian town that gets turned into a werewolf, and
This sounds like everything I
It's-
hope it would be.
oh yeah,
I'm
no,
liking this,
it's
yeah.
almost like Velocipaster. Velocipaster is not on my list.
So it's-
it is
okay,
not on my
it's
list.
right there.
Velocipaster is
All right.
not on my list.
So that just leaves
Put
one.
me on the spot. Give me just one. Oh damn.
Well, let me ask you this: have you seen anything
Hostel.
Hostel's a great call. Yeah. What are we? I guess next year is the 20th anniversary of Hostel,
Jesus,
right?
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Isn't that insane?
Wow.
Can we talk about last year's horror sensation that was so good even I went to the theater and watched it? Oh, come on.
Sinners?
Yeah, Sinners.
Barbie? Oh.
Sinners came out. Sinners came out in like
Barbenheimer.
February of this year.
Okay, this year. I don't know. I don't have concepts of time.
No, Sinners was a great movie.
Sinners
I loved
was a
it.
good movie. So I
It was
saw
a great plot.
one earlier this week, Monday of this week, that I think is like, it's not, people aren't gonna like it as much as Sinners, and they're not gonna like it as much as Weapons, but I thought was better. It's called Dead of Winter. And it's basically like if an old woman was John Wick, and it's very, very, very. It's a great thriller, very entertaining. There's some good blood stuff in it, some good kills in it. It's definitely worth your time this holiday
Polar
season.
was like an older version of John Wick to that contrast. So now I kind of know what you mean.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what's your relationship with horror movies? What are you watching over there? I can see the Jason on your ring finger there, so I assume you like horror movies quite a bit.
Yeah, he was the ninja of the whole horror.
That's fair.
flick.
That's actually fair. Jason is, if anyone has ninja-like qualities, it's definitely Jason.
Where's
I
the
went through a
mask?
haunted house with Cash, and
Oh yeah, here we go. This is what I yeah.
and
This is
of
what we
course,
came
like,
here for.
You could tell like he was having fun, but he's just kind of irritated because everybody made him go first. And and once we got to Camp Crystal Lake, I was like, "Oh, I got this, boys!" And I kind of stepped up and looked at Jason and did like that. And he didn't make a noise. He didn't do anything. He just sat there. I was like, "I think that means follow me. Come on." So Friday the 13th. In a wrestling relationship with Michael Myers, had him in a chokehold this past weekend.
Okay.
At High Mania.
Oh, yeah.
Right on.
Yeah. Man, I have to get into some zombie stuff. I like zombie and survival and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So one that maybe not everybody knows is Quarantine. And so they were kind of
Malachi likes quarantine.
P.S.
You like
perked up a
Quarantine?
little bit when you mentioned that.
Is
All right.
is that one? Is that Korean, or am I getting it confused with something else?
Quarantine's the American
Yeah, you're getting
version
it. Yeah, I was
of
gonna say that.
REC or REC.
Okay.
There we go.
In a building
Yeah.
it's like an old style apartment complex.
I think I'm getting it confused with Parasite.
Yeah, you're thinking about Parasite. Yeah.
Oh yeah, quarantine. They're all stuck in that apartment building.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, and there's some. No, I was about to say
Things
that word.
happen.
Things
Yeah.
going on. Yeah.
Language project.
Hey, it happened 5 years ago at this point. We were all there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were playing,
Oh,
we
yeah.
were playing
thought
real
about
life
that
Red
the
Dead.
whole time, yo.
We
I
were
thought
playing
about
real life
that.
Red Dead.
You know, my mentality the whole time, anything I watch, anything, even in real life, when I'm going off and doing the survival stuff, is I got to be the brother that survives the movie, yo.
I can't tell you the amount of times I've heard that on road trips. All right, you got those two. What else you got?
Okay. Well, you took Dust Till Dawn from me and Johnny Carpenter's Vampire, so I'll try to skew into another one. Let's go old school, Night of the Living Dead.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh yeah.
You know,
The original black and white or the
the one with Tony Todd.
okay, yeah. See, like the original black and white, it's a classic. But if I'm gonna watch it, I'm watching the Tony Todd version.
Yeah, absolutely.
Straight up.
Absolutely.
Straight up.
I was always a big fan of the Return of the Living Dead series.
Yes. You know, Return of the Living Dead, Louisville
Really?
is actually the town. I think it's the Return of the Living Dead Part 2. Fact check me. Return of the Living Dead Part 2
That checks
takes
out.
place in Louisville, Kentucky, even though it's very obviously Southern California.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
nowhere near being Louisville, Kentucky.
A little
but it's-
different architecture there in those two areas.
Yeah.
Speaking of zombie, I am going to do a cheap plug because it kind of coincides. Because I'm a big Walking Dead fan, as you hear, I kind of got the zombie theme.
Yeah.
They are just starting filming Back from the Dead with Hi Nation and some people that I met that are really awesome to me. Shout out to my mentor, Santiago Sorello, who is a huge fan of the LOB. And so it all just kind of tracks, man.
Okay.
And so
Yeah.
he was actually he's getting a reprise a little bit loosely off the role that he did in The Walking Dead during
Right on.
the farm scenes, or I'm sorry, the prison scenes once Herschel got the he took one, but you don't see that he died, so they're letting him kind of reprise that and going off into his zombified type deal. So Back from the Dead is filming now, and a few of us might be popping up here and there on that series, so
Hey,
be
you-
looking for it.
You never know, but make sure you look
Fact
out
check
for it.
coming through. The first part of Return of the Living Dead does take place in Kentucky. The second part does not, though.
Okay, so I was halfway right.
That is partial credit, yes.
I'll take it.
Okay.
I'll take it. C's a passing grade.
That's right.
Indeed. Becky Katie, we all know, says that she recommends. I want to pronounce this correct.
Oh, Poultrygeist.
Poultrygeist,
Yeah.
not of the Chicken Dead.
I think she might be. If I have that correct, I believe that Becky Katie is in that movie.
She is
She
in
has
that
in
movie.
fact worked
Yes,
on that
is
movie.
correct.
So we love Becky. OVWacademy.com. Go there.
One of my favorites.
Oh, hang on. You
No,
got,
Oh,
you
yeah.
got one
No,
more.
please.
Oh, I got one more?
Yeah, you still got one more because you hit Friday 13th.
I was actually sitting here trying to think of it. Ash. I was young enough for that to scare the hell out of me. The Cabin.
Yeah.
Bruce
Oh,
Campbell.
Evil Dead.
Oh,
Dead.
yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
God,
Dead,
those
yeah.
movies are amazing.
Yeah, but I was
yeah.
young enough for it to actually scare me because
Oh,
I had
yeah,
one of
that's
those
fair.
Bobby's World imaginations and thought shit was real when the lights turned off.
No, I mean that's fair. I was too. That's why Rocky Horror Picture Show always made me feel really weird as a kid. Like it
Which
Michael
part,
freaked me
which
out.
Jackson.
part of you
I
felt
didn't.
weird?
Yeah.
Well, no, like I
Jackson.
didn't like the idea of being trapped in somewhere that I couldn't get out of, like a big house. Like it really
Well, yeah.
messed with my head.
So
But-
imagine having a grandmama that had Big Mama's house and stuff. And that's what
Yeah,
I feel.
so- yeah,
As they
so
played
it was-
Thriller at 3 years old. Like,
So it was that movie really freaked me out up until like I actually sat down and watched as a teenager. I'm like, oh my God, I love this. It's
Oh, yeah.
amazing. It's great.
Yeah.
No. Have you guys seen? This is probably my favorite movie from last year, The Substance.
I have not.
I want to say yes.
If
Give me a quick and dirty rundown of it.
Younger
Language
version
barrier.
comes out of an older person.
yeah, Demi Moore is like a celebrity whose celebrity is fading, and she gets an offer to become a better version of herself, and her personality splits in two. It splits into a younger version and an older version. It is
If you watch chick flicks, just say that.
no. This
No, there's
is
a lot of body horror.
yeah. It's a body horror. It's like Cronenberg. The last 30 minutes of this thing is. I don't clap at movies, and I don't get my jaw dropped at movies. I came so close to clapping and so close to just like not being able to process what I saw during the last 30
You
minutes of
actually
this movie.
hate it when people clap at
I actually hate it when people clap at movies. For the first time in a long time, 2 weeks ago, people clapped at a movie, and I said, I actually kind of get it. I'll allow this one. I almost clapped The Substance. It was that good.
I like those reactions, but I don't do anything. I just sit there.
Yeah.
I'll just kind of just feel it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Raise my eyebrows to look less threatening. Like,
No, horror movie guys, you totally worth the watch this holiday season.
So
Okay.
I'm a bit of a horror movie guy too.
I'm a bit of a horror movie guy myself.
Language, Padre. Language.
And
I'm gonna get
I
the sign
just gotta
out.
throw my hat into the ring. My personal favorite horror film is The Final Nightmare, Freddy's Dead from 1991.
Oh, okay.
It is so bad it is good.
What do
not
you
mad
think?
at you.
What do you think about Halloween? Michael Takes Manhattan.
You mean Friday
Friday
13th,
the
Friday
13th.
8th?
Friday-
Jason takes me.
Yeah.
Jason takes my hat.
Jason, yeah. What did
How
I
did
said?
you-
Michael.
That's a
Shit.
deduction.
Yeah, go ahead.
If I remember right, the one after that is
I
he
know,
goes to
how do you know what I
space.
was thinking? Yeah.
I think I just
been
wanted to
this
say
run for like
Michael
10
because
years,
Michael
bro.
in Manhattan.
I feel for him.
And yes, Jason does go to space in the one after.
Yeah,
Manhattan.
Jason X. It's terrible, but I enjoy it. It's a guilty pleasure. I
Yeah.
like really
And
bad movies.
I'm gonna be real. Like Jason Takes Manhattan is not too bad of a film.
No, it really isn't. Like he gets all up in some you know what during that. Like it's a great slice of late 80s New York
And
City.
I think
Yeah.
my favorite scene in that, spoilers for a 30-year-old film, is the like boxing kid who actually takes the fight to Jason
I
at the
just
top
knew
of the
he was going to
rooftop.
mention the brother dying.
I was gonna go with him smashing the hell out of
Does
the
he not realize,
boombox.
like I'm heavily armed
I
right now?
you know what? Hey man, everybody gets one.
No, I'm actually
They get one.
to your credit though. Actually, I'm glad you said that because to your credit, that was the first time that we tried to square up. You know what I mean? And so after that, we realized we just gonna stick to Michael Myers on that one. We can get him a little bit and get Buster and all them in there and survive that one. So yeah, shout out to Jason. That's why I got the ring on for our safety.
Can I ask a question, Tiny Brian? Do we have anything pertinent from the chat for our guests right now?
Let's see what we got from thus far.
Sponsor me, please. I love Arizona.
Yeah, you don't want to
At
get them
Arizona Tea.
cease and desist, so just drink it and put it down.
With everything else that's sitting on the table in front of me.
I don't think we're gonna get a cease and desist from Sailor Moon for what it's worth.
No, and the Arnold Palmer Company, they're not going to cease and
I can
desist.
imagine what you do if you got a cease and desist.
I don't
from
know.
Sailor Moon.
That would be.
Pause.
I don't even know where to go with that.
So Matthew's got one in the chat. Matthew Johnson
Hit
has
me.
one in the chat right now. So, question for Josh and Isaiah. Can y'all confirm what the heck is going on with Zoe? Because I know he's a big guy, and this new Zoe ain't the Zoe I know. And should I have met this guy back in 2018? Do you feel like this is a new Zoe, or is this just the old Zoe coming back?
It's the old Zoe coming back out is what it is. It's a part of Zoe that never left. I mean, if you've never seen this side of Zoe, obviously you haven't watched enough OVW. Because this is the Zoe that came into OVW in the summer of 2016 with me. This is the Zoe that came into OVW with his brother, Isaiah, watching his back, standing with us. This is the Zoe that was ripping OVW apart as a member of the Legacy of Brutality. So, no, I'm not shocked to see this.
I am, however, concerned for you all.
Oh, yeah.
No, and I mean that though.
No, I know. They're in trouble, bro.
Yeah, and as you can see, I don't know if I actually caught the interview that he had with Linda Kay and Jessica.
I did.
That was very
That's on
interesting.
Overdrive yesterday,
And so
yeah.
even those sides of him, I'm not surprised. I'm actually a little bit more afraid for everybody because I know that side of him too. That's
Yeah.
why I call him. I always call him Dr. Beast.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you haven't seen that episode, check it out on this past week's Overdrive that came out yesterday, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Not this time.
And
We got to give credit to Overdrive too for pulling in big interviews like that. Really, really, really fleshing out that show.
Yeah.
Really, really, really making it a more connected part of what we see week in and week out on Rise. Really, really loving Overdrive right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you said that because one of the things that you point out with like the camaraderie and such, there's actually camaraderie with the moving parts that you don't get to see. People
Yeah.
running the lights, people running the lower thirds, production, switching the cameras, people filling in and doing things and tasks if somebody can't personally make it. So, like, shouts to those guys too that doesn't have the spotlight to keep that, keep the lights on and working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I, just for honorable mention, I'll say I'm the only one who didn't say I'm not a big horror film guy because when I was about 6, HBO came out for the first time, and it was just available for like 6 months on cable.
Oh,
and
yeah.
in the mountains, everybody had to have cable because there was no antennas; it didn't work. So we had HBO.
There was no what? What did you call them?
You can't antenna. You can't use an antenna to get TV in the mountains. So we all had cable. So I had HBO, and
It's okay.
one
I
of the
speak tractor.
one of the first movies on HBO when it first came out was a little film called Poltergeist.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it scared the living crap out of me.
That's a hard one to watch as a young one, especially if you're watching it on television, considering like that the whole point of it is it's happening through the television, right?
Yeah.
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 Actually,
the-
you were mistaken. You were not the only one who hadn't said anything because I hadn't said a word.
Oh, goodness. Well, goodness
Oh,
gracious.
What's
Hans.
Heinz?
I'm not super big into horror, but I've listened to all you guys. To your point, Michael Jackson, Thriller, 1983.
Bro, come
I
on.
was 7 years old. I lived on a dead-end street where you had to drive past or walk past the biggest cemetery in town. It messes with the kid. Even if you rented the video where it had the behind-the-scenes documentary afterwards, it was still enough to get in your head, which led to the Night of the Living Dead 1990s George Romero version. Classic black and white. He was part of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. That's where he got his first job, by the way,
Really?
out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Oh, wow.
From Dusk Till Dawn, obviously, that hit
Classic.
30 years ago when I was 19, and I mean it still holds up to this day for a lot of reasons. I'm not a big horror
We know
fan.
it's the tequila and the foot part.
I was
Heinz.
just going to say
Yeah.
it's Selma Hayek's foot. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah, we
Okay.
know.
We
We
don't
know
kink
what
shame
you're
in this
talking
family.
about, Heinz.
So like I said, I'm not a huge horror film, but the one that scared me the most, it's low budge, out of print. This would be the 20th anniversary of it. Or would have been 20th anniversary of it. The Heinz Wedding 2005. Boom.
That's that's.
I knew-
for
I
the
knew where that
stories.
one- I
I've
should've-
heard
I
the
should've
stories.
asked-
It's like Malice Manor.
Should have told Malachi to turn that microphone off. I knew exactly where that one was
You
going.
can send us to break. Are we going?
I don't
to break?
even. We don't need
I
breaks.
don't know. Actually, I'm kind of feeling good.
Y'all
right
want to quickly? I know we've been having fun with this. You want to quickly run through some predictions?
now. We can try our best.
So we're gonna
I
do it real
predict I'll be
quick.
watching Wolf
Best.
Cop.
Predictions. Okay. the best thing. It's the best thing we do here, except for tonight when we have guests. All right. Let's review last week. Yes, last week both of you thought Jake Lawless would be able to overcome WDID prospect Sam Holloway. You did not. Sam kind of owned that match.
Jake Lawless won, though.
Did he? Oh yeah, he ended up winning. He got some help.
No,
I
mean,
will file that under D for deduction.
I don't want to take away from your point, though. Ultimately,
Yeah.
is that Sam Holloway was a huge winner last week. Sam Holloway looked like, I mean, I hate to compare the two. Maybe the only scarier person in OVW right now is Big Zoe, compared with the way Sam Holloway looked last week.
That is true, but you guys, you're right, and you did correctly predict that. So good on both of you. Looks like I've got Super Z won. Jackman, you predicted Icon Lee would pull that one out. I think Brian, you had Super Z, but I didn't get it marked. But we'll give it to you anyway, and I'll take a deduction. Sure, it's fine.
That's
you gotta
right.
stop putting our names as B and J, at least in that order. On
Please. Please.
Pause.
Pause.
Episode 69, ladies and gentlemen.
That is a pause. That is a pause.
All right. Maddie the American Baddie versus Sophia Rose. You both correctly predicted. So no, that didn't even happen. I'm sorry. That was not a match that occurred.
That was a null set.
Yes. Triple threat match: Doom Syndicate versus Only Bros versus Dustin Jackson and Anthony Totelli. Dark Horse out of nowhere, Justin Jackson and Anthony Totelli won that one, and both of you predicted the Doom Syndicate would pull that out.
Okay, if we had instant replay, I would like to throw the flag and get instant replay because I don't feel like we both took Doom Syndicate. Maybe we did. But,
No, I know I definitely did.
Did you?
Yeah, I know I definitely
Why
did.
would you ever put your money on Doom Syndicate?
Well, because
The douche Syndicate.
here's what I'm looking at, though, as an observer, right? I'm looking at Only Bros, who I love, but I'm also looking at Coach Prime, who's coming back from injury.
And possibly hurt.
And you know, he
Or
was
not
hurt.
100%.
Yeah, maybe not 100%, little ring rust, et cetera, et cetera. I'm looking at Dustin Jackson and Anthony Toatelli, who have had, up until this point, maybe an uneasy mutual connection and an uneasy mutual friendship, mostly come through the wars that they've had. But I had no guarantee that they were going to look and act as much of a team as they did. If I had known that they were going to come out looking like the team that they looked like, I would have chosen Dustin Jackson and Anthony Toatelli. But just looking at the facts as I had them at the time, I thought Doom Syndicate, they've got the strong leader in Star Rider. We know that the members of the Doom Syndicate will do anything for Star Rider. For me at the time, it just looked like the best choice.
Looked like a numbers game was what was going to happen, if I remember correctly.
Once the match opened up and
all right.
Dustin Jackson and Anthony Toatelli, and you saw their chemistry and you saw how willing they were to work together, it was a foregone conclusion those boys were running away with it.
Yeah.
No kidding.
That's one of those things too, man. You know, a lot of times you might not know you have a good partner or teammate until you fought them. That's one of the scrolls
Yeah.
that I've actually learned from
That's a good
OVW
point.
veteran Rob Conway.
Yeah.
He was NWA champion at the time, and that's one of the things. He was like, man, I've always seemed like we've always been cool, but sometimes you don't know a man until you fought him. And I've always kind of held on to that. So the same thing, you know, with Dustin Jackson and Anthony Toatelli. I mean, you know, I'd say like Dustin Jackson, he's been around for a long time. Like,
Yeah.
he knows what it takes to get there and make his marks. You know, whatever title that, you know, whoever he has a team with, he makes those adjustments. So you really can't underestimate DJ like that.
No, and it was definitely. I was a little too, as Super Z put it, I was a little too Richard Shore on that one. I was a little too Richard Shore on that one. If I could go back and redo it, I would probably have taken Jackson and Toatelli.
Well, you can console yourself with you did correctly predict that Los Desafios would win the other qualifying match
Thank
over
goodness.
Troublemakers.
Thank goodness.
They've been
Brian,
on fire a
you
little bit, I
picked the
see.
Sin City Outlaws, who had a really good showing this match.
I would have bet with you, Brian. I would have bet on the Sin City Outlaws in that one. Nothing against the Troublemakers, nothing against Los Desafios, but you know, Sin City Outlaws, they just keep stepping their game up week after week.
Well,
Jamie.
the week before, the haircut. I figured they were going to come out guns blazing.
And they did.
Pissed to high heaven.
Yeah.
You know who was really kind of showed out in the Sin City Outlaws last week was Jamie. Their valet. She was out there kind of directing traffic and helping them kind of as in that early before the bell when they were kind of attacking Los
You-
Desafios.
Is there a reason why he speaks?
No.
I was
If
gonna
there is, I
say
don't know.
you
Ay,
can't.
jeez.
You have one of the all-time great managers sitting right in front of you. We can't be giving anybody a compliment.
Oh.
All right?
It's not that a compliment isn't deserved when someone does something well.
Well, maybe it's
fair
that-
with that. However,
You want to hold her to a higher standard because you've been there and you know what it takes?
yes, but no. It's because in that situation, she did a fine job for what she was doing. But I really think that Luke Hartman was the standout.
Mm-hmm.
I really think that Mad Dog Martin was the standout. Some of the things that they did was.
I just meant compared to her performance in previous weeks. I feel like she was more a part of
She's
the team
coming
instead
into
of
her
just
own-
kind of.
Well, she's starting to break out of her shell a little bit, but you know, hey, it's
Got that many bodies and men flying around.
yeah,
you,
there's
you're gonna
a
break out of the
lot
shell in
going
3.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a sink or swim situation. So, no, it's what I would expect out of a smart, athletic competitor like Janie Hartman.
All right.
When you see somebody that is kind of at that stage of their career and they're trying to piece stuff together and they're trying to make stuff work, what's like one piece of advice you could give an up and coming person who's really about to hit their stride, let's say? How do you put them over the edge into hitting that stride?
Trust the process. Truthfully, it's going to sound stupid, but things come with time. Just trust the process. You'll get it. Just be smart enough to realize that God, I am sounding like the old man more and more every time.
He would say it like this, Josh. He would
Yeah,
say,
yeah, it
"You
would
have
have
to
been,
trust
yeah.
the process."
And it would have been, I felt what you felt before. I understand. You hear me say this and you just think, oh, okay. But no, really, a light bulb will go off. And if you're smart enough to pay attention to it, you'll get it. If the light bulb never goes off for you, you're probably never going to get it.
So it's interesting. Do people get the opportunity to have 2 light bulbs go off? Like if they're not smart enough to take advantage, aware enough to take advantage of that first one, is there going to be a second one? In your guys' experience?
I think so. Just because of the number of chances, an opportunity that you do get. Yes, it's going to feel like you're probably being buried because you're not feeling like how it's supposed to go in your mind when you're playing RPG with your own character. But when you do look at the big picture and see how it plays a part, you will swing back up and you start to get your turn. Well, just like Big So, kind of start to get your turn again, and that momentum turns into something else. And that's what you're selling.
And Big So is such a great example because it was that momentum turned on a dime. It was overnight. I mean, he just decided one week he's going to come out and he's going to be the Big Zo of old, and now he's undeniable. Now
Zoe's always had the capability. Zoe just needs to push in the right direction sometimes. Zoe just needs the right words of affirmation sometimes. And whether it comes from an outside source or it comes from himself.
As a friend and former teammate, why do you guys think that is with Big Zo?
Because in my opinion, personally and professionally with Zoe, I know how deliberate he is. And I know what the level of undertaking that it has to be, being a doctor, having a doctorate, having your bachelor's, having your associates, and the master of your degree. And that degree and the job that you do when you get away from it is under the lights and the energy of the people. Where is your escape? Where do you go? You think I'm just a nice guy, but I'm supposed to be out here dancing with you. I've been telling you it's my time the whole time.
Yeah.
But just because I've been there in support, he said it, with Linda Kay, just because he's been there in support, and the first one to cheer and hold surge on his back, literally.
Yeah.
He could have war bombed him for real, Beast, if he would have went there. But, we call him Hank for a reason in the inner sanctum of the LOB locker room. Because he is the one that has that psychological capacity to turn it on, turn it off where it needs to be accordingly. He is a doctor. It's dangerous.
And you said you called him Hank?
Yeah,
Hank
like
McCoy.
McCoy.
Yeah.
Beast.
Duh. I see. I'm not super good. I was a DC guy.
I have to learn not to do that with people too. So that don't even feel bad. 'Cause I do
No,
it all
no,
the
no.
time, and somebody look at me and I'm saying like, "Oh, they buffering. They don't know what I'm talking about right now."
I guess we ought to face this music that both of you actually predicted that OVW U.S. champion Eric Surge would prevail over Big Zo last week.
There's no way I could have, even with what we've been talking about, the return to the old Zo, there's no way either one of us could have predicted that he was going to handle business like that.
And if I remember right, we talked quite extensively about
we were
the
mulling it over.
paucity of him actually winning that match. But we figured since it was so close to No Rest for the Wicked, it would fall in line with what we had previously seen in a given week on OVW. I mean, how are we supposed to know that Zoe's going to come out and be like that? I mean, Surge didn't even get in the ring before he got
taken.
Yeah.
Zoe does a lot of things well. Zoe shows his intelligence. Zoe shows his skill. Zoe shows his athleticism. But one thing I think that everybody has been missing for far too long is that Zoe does violence very well.
Yeah.
Well,
And if what we saw last week is any indication of what Zoe has in store for Eric Surge, baby, you probably ain't seen nothing yet.
To touch on the sentiment you guys shared earlier, you said I feel bad for you guys. That this is if it's the first time you've seen him or you haven't experienced this before, I feel bad for what lays in wait for you guys. Basically, how, in your guys' opinion, how much further can Zoe push this? How much more violent can Zoe be? What is the cap? Is there a cap for Big Zoe's violence right now?
There was a limiter on Big Zoe's violence for quite some time, and
is he sitting at our table tonight?
Look, man, Zoe's his own man. I know what Zoe is capable of. I know what I've had to pull Zoe back from the edge of more than once, which is why it doesn't shock me in the slightest that this is exactly what he's doing. This is the side he's letting out against Eric Surge. So, I don't think that there's the end of an earth that Eric Surge could hide from Zoe right now, because Zoe is going to bring the entire world crashing down on top of Eric Surge.
The only reason why it
My
seems
prediction.
personal, the only reason really why it seems personal, because it technically doesn't have anything to do with Eric Surge. He's just in that place at the time to burn something down and rebuild it in his name. That's all. He's following what he knows.
Yeah, Zoe just has to, Surge just has to realize, man, it ain't about how I feel about you.
It's just business.
It's because you have something that I want. So, we'll see what happens.
No, it's been a true pleasure to have you guys on, especially at this point with Big Zoe, and really get to know a side of Zoe that, he's not taking our phone calls, guys. So we have to learn.
He's a very busy man.
He's a very busy
He's a
man.
very busy man.
Yeah.
But it's been nice to have friends and teammates of his really and break it down for us and break it down for our viewers and OVW's viewers. What exactly OVW is dealing with right now in terms of Big Zoe?
Well, you got to understand, too, the landscape has changed. And like you said, Surge is very new in comparison. You're talking about a man in Big Zoe he's had titles that have since been retired twice.
Yeah.
In his tenure. One of the guys, I believe he was technically the only reason why we were kind of undefeated in cage matches is because of Zoe. You know what I mean? And so, like, even making my way through when I didn't have access to mess with your breaker boxes or whatever I had to do to get in the building, Zoe made sure that door was unlocked and I was able to come in through the side of the building and start. 2016.
Zoe
He's
is
very capable of going the distance of where he needs to meet his goals. And then when somebody is as intelligent and as deliberate as him, that's what he's trying to get you to see and think about. And these guys are not getting it, and they're going to get hurt.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better.
This is a warning, guys.
Yeah.
OVW locker room.
And this is just my personal opinion. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
this is just
It's
coming
biased,
from
but
guys
not.
that have
Like,
spent.
I'm not trying to be biased. That's
I like Eric Surge, if I'm being completely honest with you.
Oh, absolutely.
I have
Hard not
nothing,
to like, hard
I've got
not to
nothing
like.
against Eric Surge.
because
Like,
you got to
he's a-
think about
he's a
what even
great
Eric
dude,
Surge
you know?
kind of overcame. Tony Gunn,
Yeah.
Crixus, like that's not some
Yeah.
characters to play with. You know what I mean? That's some.
That's a
you
good
know,
point.
But at the same time, you're in a bad spot there, brother.
Well,
Duck
let's
and
just
cover.
hope OVW officials have enough to keep the fans safe and have the brutal show that they need to have.
Amen.
Last thing from the previous week is you guys both correctly predicted that Cal Hero would win in his match against the real banger of a match with Jake Painter to lead off last week's Rise.
Good way to start off the show.
Painter's really underestimated, but man, he's been new. He's hot. He can do.
He really turned it up
athletically.
last week.
No, for real.
A lot of those combinations that came from
that
him.
chemistry was there.
Especially the power bomb into the Styles Clash. That was just amazing.
But take nothing away from Cal Hero. I mean, Cal Hero is someone that has been just clawing his way to the top and fighting off every competitor coming after him and his OVW World Heavyweight Championship. Because, yes, it is a World Heavyweight Championship. It was defended in Japan by Mondo. Look it up.
All the way around the world, baby.
So, Cal, to hold his own against a very, very willing and able Jake Painter, I think says the world about the tenacity of the OVW Heavyweight Champion.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I think Cal, if you were to ask him, his plan is to hold on to that thing for a long, long, long time. It's been almost the story since he started at OVW of when is he going to get into that spot. And he's finally here. And to quote Chris Rock, I don't think he's getting out. He ain't leaving.
Yeah.
That's what Chris Rock used to say
very...
about when his wife would finally let him, do stuff. He's like, I'm not leaving. I'm not coming out.
Let's quickly go through tomorrow's Rise.
No. Actually, if I could, since we've broken format enough, this is the OVW Fan Zone, baby. This is where fans talk back. Let's hear some questions.
Yeah, hit me.
Let's do
Hit
that.
us.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Let's see.
Can we make this a bonus episode, or do we have like 5 minutes and then we're out? Can we?
I'll tell you what. I'll call Atlanta. See if we can get Ted to give us a few extra minutes here at the end of Nitro. How's
We
that?
are desperately running out of time.
Yes, but I'm pretty sure they'll let us. Michael Cassell says, "Who is somebody possibly under the radar now that will be the breakout star of OVW in 26?"
Ooh, love that question.
Wow.
Question.
All right.
Someone that's been a breakout star so far in 2025 is Anthony Toatele.
Yeah.
I feel like this might be a controversial answer, but I feel like Ashton Adonis, given the chance as a singles competitor,
Absolutely.
might be another breakout
That's
star
one of my
for
favorites.
OVW, just like he has in the tag division. And that takes nothing away from Brandon Beretta. I think either one of those
That's
young
a
men.
hoss, man.
I think either one of those
guy's
young
solid.
men would be very, very formidable in one-on-one competition.
No, absolutely. I couldn't agree more, guys.
Roy Bischoff asks, "Will our lovable dancing Zoe ever return?" And if you watch last night's episode, just before he gets that pin, you can see Zoe doing some dancing.
But it was a sadistic dance.
It was
war dance.
You want
perhaps.
dancing? He will give you dancing.
The episode I feel like will give you the answers that you're looking for as far as that goes. But I'm sure you guys, having known the situation and knowing Zoe better than anybody else.
Zoe is not a dancing jester here to entertain anyone.
And they shucking and jiving.
Zoe
He's
is
being
a
facetious.
extremely skilled man for his size, and he likes to dance and show it off. So I would say that if Zoe wants to dance,
Zoe
gonna dance.
Yeah.
Like it'll happen, but it'll happen whenever he feels like he has reached a point where he has gotten what is earned and deserved, which is frankly whatever he wants.
Jason O'Hara asks, "When will we see Isaiah back in OVW?"
Who says I'm not around in anyway?
I mean, I assume you're just around waiting for the lights to go off at any given moment.
Sometimes.
Pretty much, yeah.
We do miss you, though. Let's see. Josh Gardner says, OVW podcast, I would like to see a De Niro storyline for the father molding his son to take on the OVW champion. Isn't that kind of what we're seeing, Josh?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I would say. A father molding his son in the ways of professional wrestling. And,
Yeah, I agree with the ways of professional wrestling. I think it's hard, Josh, to answer your question maybe a little bit more succinctly. How can De Niro mold his son into being OVW heavyweight champion when De Niro hasn't been OVW heavyweight champion?
Ooh, wow. Bringing the heat a little bit.
My ninja.
Oh, what a twist.
Let's see here. Matthew Johnson says, I'm just going to read what he wrote. Please confirm that the LOB is coming back. Zoe, Cash, Isaiah, somebody else, so there can be 5 members. I vote Steve Michaels.
Well, as it stands, the voice and the commentator giving you the narration of OVW is sitting right beside me, so he's not coming off the desk anytime soon. Nor that we can confirm or deny any activity with Big Zoe, which is kind of his point. He's not there to stand behind anybody. As a matter of fact, Cash is being the Tulsa King. And, the more the further and the more that you look into it is the less you see. I think that's a lot of Zoe's frustration. Again, not being biased, but just what we know and being unbiased in the landscape. You hear us talking about our favorites, picking, as you guys pick the winners and such like that. So this is really no different, Go ahead.
If I may, I would say that in a perfect world, I would confirm that, and then the wall would just get kicked in, and some people's asses would start getting kicked. We like you guys, but if you're in the way of the camera shot, it is what it is. In my perfect world, I would say absolutely, by all means. However, I confirm nor deny nothing. I can tell you that, out of all of the members of the Legacy of Brutality, I think if the right situation arose and the question were asked, that we would all say yes.
I believe the big guy would say never.
Absolutely never say never.
But,
Sorry. Josh Gardner asks, what's your guys' thoughts on one-night wrestling tournaments?
I like them. I'm not against them. I feel like it's a lot to take in, and some places that have these one-night tournaments, you've got to really keep your field of competitors kind of select at that point. Not small, but select to truly find out who will be the best of the best. Because not only are you boiling down to, the top 8 competitors or the top 10 competitors total, however you want to format it, you have to also take into account that the fans are going to be sitting in those seats for X amount of hours, and the longer something goes, the less energy they're going to have left inside of them unless there is a reservoir that you are skilled and able enough to tap into to draw back out of them. So,
to make that a less complicated answer, language, No, he's absolutely right. But also, you got to think too, and I'll just kind of piggyback on that as well, though. That's a chance for the whole entire promotion and the landscape to change. Like he was saying, to his credit, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know. Somebody could step out and be that breakout star before the year. Sometimes you never know what can happen.
Can I give a more fan answer to that?
We love Mark answers. Go ahead.
There's one very specific one-night tournament that kind of, I think, cracked open the whole code of how to tell the one-night tournament story. And it's about, 30 years old at this point, and it still
stands.
Was it
the Deadly Game tournament?
I was going to go King of the Ring where Brett wrestled twice, and he wrestles hurt, and he comes back and wins it. He wrestles hurt, but...
Well, now, wait, are we talking a one-night tournament?
I think 94.
But here's the thing. Are we talking a one-night tournament? Because that's what the question was. We're going to have every single qualifier, semifinal, final, every quarterfinals, all that type of stuff
what I
all
thought.
On the same night? Okay.
Yeah, that's how I read the question.
Okay. Because I'm also thinking about, the only reason why I asked that is because when you brought that up, I started thinking, I'm like, well, King of the Ring 2001 was dope as all hell, but it was only the semifinals and finals.
Right.
That night.
They
So
set
would we
everything else
consider everything else that was set up? So I was trying to, really consider a good answer to that.
I look at the self-contained.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
For in terms of this question at least.
Yeah.
And I just think that the code got cracked wide open. The nut was wide open on that one. Pause. And it's just hard to replicate something as good as that without presenting it in what feels like almost the exact same way.
Well, if I can touch it on some old school scrolls, in certain, independent facets and growing up, those one-night tournaments, got it in.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll have a tournament weekend, where it wasn't necessary. For instance, there used to be such a thing called the Sweet Science, or what was it they had?
Ted Petty Invitational.
Ted Petty Invitational, and you had the Brian Pillman, and those
ECWA Super 8.
So those one-offs sometimes are some of the best shows that you can ever have. They don't feel the same as flowing through storylines.
Sure.
And you also would have You Can Do Wrong.
Yeah.
Let's change the vibe a little bit.
It's a story for another.
Josh Gardner also asks, what's the best snack to have while watching wrestling? So you're kicked back. It's Thursday night. We're watching Rise.
That sounds like a whole episode.
I
That
mean,
sounds like
we got a couple minutes. So.
Well, Thursday nights, especially if you're sitting back and watching Rise, the best snack to have is the $6 rotisserie chicken from the very popular grocery store that's headquartered out of Cincinnati that I'm not going to say the name of here right now.
Pay us.
But yeah, no, if it's a Thursday specifically, the best snack to get is a $6 rotisserie chicken. They only do it one day a week.
Well, it depends. I mean, if you're actually at Davis Arena, Slice of Wicks Country Boy.
Four Peck Smokehouse.
Yeah.
Those are some good wings, man.
Those are good choices.
Yeah.
What about you guys? What's a wrestling snack? What's a horror movie snack? Actually, we'll change the question a little bit.
I don't know. I eat weird. I'll probably make a charcuterie board
That's true.
great.
I've seen him
That's
do it
great.
where I just look up and I'm like,
and eat it with
the
chopsticks.
is on the table. Domino's pizza, man, grease and cheese.
Hey, and Domino's it's not the Domino's of yesteryear. Domino's
Even
is
when it was the Domino's of yesteryear, grease and cheese, bro. Slam it. Just do it.
You're like, actually, could it be 2004 Domino's again? You're
Like,
like,
I
just
don't
bring
give
back
a
the bad
cheese.
Taco
Domino's?
Bell
Get
did
the
it.
prices of 2004
Man.
Domino's back again.
For the
Oh,
sake
yeah.
of show purposes, like if I go to an event, I'm looking to see if somebody's going to sell a Philly cheesesteak.
Okay.
Yeah. I always try to look for those,
I love the
Nice.
wings at Davis Arena, by the way.
the 4 pegs, man.
Yeah, those are great.
I don't like to eat on show day, though.
All right. So do you guys want to do the predictions real fast and we get out of here?
No, I think honestly, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm very happy.
I mean, think
This
about
is
it.
a
You've got
great
the semifinals of the Nightmare Cup tournament
Yeah.
coming up tomorrow night on OVW Rise. You also have the finals of the Nightmare Cup tournament this weekend at No Rest for the Wicked on September the 28th, live from Hot Point Davis Arena. You can go to OVW Tix, that's OVWTIX.com, to either buy your tickets to come see it live and in person or order your stream. Order your stream. We don't do that anymore.
No.
It'll be streaming live.
That's good. That's good.
It'll be streaming live on OVW's YouTube channel. So, predictions, make them yourselves because right now it's the Nightmare Cup. Anything can happen.
Yeah, we listen. The people tonight, sometimes they tune in to see us. Not really. Most of the time when they tune in, it's to talk to themselves in the chat. We know this. We're
Chat, we
ancillary.
love you.
We're
We do
anci-
love you guys.
No,
Thank
no,
you
we
so
love
much
the
for
chat.
interacting.
No, but what I'm saying is we know the chat is there to talk to each other. They ain't here to hear us. Tonight, the chat was here to talk to these guys. They don't need to hear our predictions. I think
No.
Josh said it the best. Predict yourself. Tune in tomorrow night, OVW Rise at 7 p.m. Tune in Sunday night on YouTube for the OVE, right? Is that what, Ohio Valley Wrestling?
It's OPE. It's an OVW premium event, but
Okay,
I don't care. I've said it
OPE.
before, and I'll say it again. It's on a Sunday night. It is going to be special. It's still an SNS to me, baby.
It's a
It's
Sunday
just
night.
a Sunday night special now. This coming Sunday night, OVWTix.com.
Our podcast is available right now on our YouTube channel. Go watch it.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. For Isaiah, for Josh Ashcraft, my name is Jack Minoaks.
I'm Brian Hines, and I'm thankful for you guys joining us this evening, as well as you in studio.